everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Hashtag Trending with me, Ali Reza, and here are the hashtags that we'll be looking into for the next 10 minutes. So without any further ado, let's get right into the good stuff. The issue of self-defense has always been of great importance for Iran. The Islamic Revolution Guard Corps has held a massive drill named the Great Prophet 15. During the offensive exercises, the IRGC's Aerospace Division tested new generations of domestically developed drones and ballistic missiles, a well enough response to the increasing US military presence in the region. The demonstration of Iran's military power also reflected on social media, as is the case with pretty much any story. So why don't we jump right into some tweets on the military maneuver. So we're going to start from a tweet by Habib Abdul Hussein. He writes, "Some informed sources say it was solid propelled two-stage Sejil ballistic missiles launched today by Iran IRGC, which landed 100 miles from USS Nimitz in the Indian Ocean." Let's have a look. So maybe this was a warning to the USS Nimitz saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't come any closer. On to the next tweet by Amir Muhammad. He writes, "The Great Prophet military maneuver of the IRGC witnessed the combined operation of ballistic missiles with detachable capability and drones that used artificial intelligence. Iran's top generals emphasized that Iran will respond hardly to any aggression." All right, on to the next tweet by Jur EB. They write, "If Iran does not have military power, it will be attacked by colonial powers, such as Iraq and Syria, which the US attacked." Now, this reminded me of a Roman proverb saying, if you want peace, prepare for war. It is really difficult to find a word that can properly justify the plight of the Shia Hazara ethnic minority in Afghanistan and Pakistan. On January 3rd, 10 coal miners were brutally murdered in a targeted attack in southwestern Pakistan, simply due to their ethnicity being a member of the Hazara minority. Now, angry protesters of the Hazara minority are refusing to bury their dead until the government meets their demands. You know, having hashtags such as "These Lives Matter" and "Those Lives Matter" going on the trending page on Twitter just shows how far we have not come forward as a society to where we should be right now. Now, let's check out some reactions to this tragedy. Hazara Council of GB writes on Twitter, "Demonstrations in front of Consulate General of Pakistan in Manchester against the Hazara genocide and the recent attack on Hazara coal miners. Hazara community seeks justice and demands Pakistan to protect its ethnic minority." Let's see what happened.
I don't want to say too much. I just want to say on behalf of myself and all the other British people here and from anywhere else, anyone who's not Hazara, we stand with the Hazara people.
May justice be served. On to the next tweet by Sayyid Bariha Zainab. Writes, "Have some pity on their innocent faces. Hazara Shias need certain guarantees from the state. Hence their demand from the PM is justified." It is indeed, but let's check out the video. Okay, on to the next tweet by Sureh. She writes, "Iranian student in front of the Pakistan embassy." So just a show of solidarity from the Iranian student who gathered in front of the Pakistani embassy. The US Capitol has turned into a military war zone. A record number of some 25,000 National Guard troops have been deployed in Washington, D.C. for Joe Biden's presidential inauguration ceremony amid fears of an insider attack. That certainly is a shocker, but considering the recent attacks on the Congress by Trump supporters, it may not be that big of a surprise. So just another crazy day for America and American democracy, both of which have definitely seen better days than they are seeing right now. Now onto some reactions to this story. John Sopel writes on Twitter, 4 years on, build the wall becomes a reality. But in Washington, to keep Donald Trump supporters away from the Capitol building where Joe Biden inauguration takes place. Let's check out this wall. You know the old saying that goes, build a wall to keep Mexicans out, a wall will be built to keep you and your supporters out of Washington. It's not a popular saying, but it fits the situation right now perfectly. On to the next tweet by Nico Muniz. He writes, more US troops have been deployed in Washington, D.C. than in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. Let's see what he's talking about. So this is what they call democracy. Just American style, right? We're not done yet. So Ross Media writes on Twitter, as I headed back to my apartment, I saw about 20 white vans, blacked out windows, full of Secret Service agents headed their way to the Capitol building in DC. I definitely felt like I was in a war zone. Let's see what he's talking about. And after a year of social and political tensions, Donald Trump has finally walked out of the White House and boarded the Marine One for the last time as president. He left with his slogan of "Make America Great Again" being very far from reach. Now, Joe Biden, as the 46th president of the United States, assumes the leadership of a country ravaged by division, disease, and dislocation. Well, that's been it for this week's edition of #Trending. I sincerely hope you liked what you saw. If you did, make sure to give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.